Hi, I'm Sai Prashant Tadabala. Today I'm going to discuss about roles and responsibilities of PO. In previous session I have discussed few responsibilities of PO. You can observe here in this flow diagram. So currently we are here at this phase sprint planning meeting. So in previous session I discussed about this how some user stories are going to be selected from all user stories based on what factors why we should select some user stories. This I discussed in previous video. So in this session I am going to discuss about how yeah how PO is going to gather or collect requirements as user stories. In which format does he follows. Okay, let us see here. Observe here. Why selecting some user stories from all user stories. This I discussed in previous session. This was completed. Next, on which factors PO is going to select some user stories. Okay, so I just want to give a little explanation regarding this. For suppose when you consider a movie in a Bahubali, you have an idea about Bahubali. It's an epic movie. That's why the director developed movie in two parts. Clear? As part 1 and part 2. This is one of the example. His requirements are it's a epic, so he converted into two two parts. Or else you best example your BTech education. Your BTech education your BTech education life continues with semester wise system. Semester wise system. In the sense 4 years converted to 8 semi exams, 8 semesters. Clear? This is how means it is an epic or BTech education is also epic system. In epic, what they done or they how they partition means they made it into 4 years, and that 4 years they separated into semester wise. For year 2 semesters, like 4 years 8 semesters. In this way they are converted. This is how similarly in Agile Scrum model also requirements of all the user stories are selected from all the user stories. Some user stories are selected, and the factors I already mentioned in the previous session, size based on the size, time, availability and importance. Now let us see the how PO is going to document or collect user stories and which format he is going to follow. Okay, so let us once go to flow flow diagram. Yeah, see we are here currently. So initially let us see in product backlog grooming or sprint planning grooming meeting how PO is going to collect requirements, how he is going to store that requirements. Is he following any format? How he is going to document? Okay, now I will show that to you. Let us assume customer with respect to stakeholder, they are providing their requirements. They are specifying the requirements. In product backlog grooming meeting, they are specifying requirements to PO. PO is collecting all requirements from customer and stakeholder. Okay, now let us see here. Let us assume the customer requirements were like this. The format is, this is the format in general. PO follows this particular format to collect the requirements. For this, PO is going to use Excel or Open Office Excel. Okay, so first of all, let me update the size of the text. Okay, this is the format. User story ID, user story ID, okay, user story ID, hope you can understand clear, no? Okay, the next is as a user story as a, next I would like to then next so that the next acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria. Now see here, user story ID as a I would like to, so that acceptance criteria. Okay, so let me extend this tab. So this is the format. In general, PO follows this format for while gathering the or collecting requirements from the customer. So initially, user story. Now we come to the user story. Okay, user story means, now let us assume customer came and he mentioned like this: I want user login Yeah, customer requirement is user login ID. User login ID. Okay, so 1 minute. User login ID. So how user login ID should be? He is specifying. So I want user login ID, but in that user login ID, he should be an existing user. Existing user. He should be an existing user. Then after, okay, he told user login ID he required. Then the login person credentials he should be an existing user. Okay. Then after customer mentioned how he would like to launch site. Launch site. Launch a site. Then after, so once we launch a site, the next page should be open. Next page should be open. Next page should be open. Then after, okay, after opening the next page, and here in the acceptance criteria what he mentioned was the login, all these are mentioned by all these details are providing by whom? By the customer. So what he is telling here was, so login must be user friendly. It should not be means not be uneasy, means the customer should not face difficulty while utilizing the login page. So that's why he mentioned login must be user friendly. Clear? So now let us see in the next how he mentioned was, okay, he told user ID, then existing users means some number of existing users. Then after launching a site, they should what you will do after launching a site, you will enter user ID and password. Enter user ID and password. Okay, so then what the result should be after entering the user ID and password? What should be what the next result should be? Once you launch a site, yeah, I'm sorry here. Once after you launching the site, you should get a page. Page should be displayed. Means the site should be displayed there. After launching the site will be displayed, and there you have to get some options of for entering the login user ID and password. Okay, then after entering the user ID and password, next page should be open if valid. It should be open only when it is valid. Open if valid. Okay, then next, if it is not valid means, then what the message should be in the next page. Okay, for suppose let us assume it is not invalid means, then you have to get error message. This is what customer requirement here. After entering the user ID and password, if it is correct valid user ID and password means then it should go to navigate to the next page. If it is not if it is an invalid user ID and password means then automatically you have to get the error message for invalid data, And next, what about the acceptance criteria? In acceptance criteria, customer specifying like this: login should run in different operating systems like Windows and Linux, and mobile operating systems Android, iOS. These are his requirements. In this requirement, he is specifying those should run in particular operating systems. Based on that, the development team also should update the software, should develop the software. So this is what the requirement PO has updated here. Those are given by the customer. And let us assume next one. Then after entering the data, after entering user ID and password, then we have to click sign in. Click sign in button. This should be there. We should provide the click sign in button. Click sign in button. Okay. Then after this, after entering the sign in button, it should open the next page. If it is okay, means let us check here. Customer specified the requirements like this. See, he want an user login ID with an user story as a user story ID as user login ID as an existing user, and he would like to launch a site. There you have to provide the credentials like user ID and password. After entering those user ID and password, have to click the sign in button. After clicking the performing action of sign in button, it should open the next page for the valid data. It should open the error message. It should provide error message for the invalid data. The acceptance criteria, he provided his requirements. It should be user friendly. It should be run in different operating systems, and some more requirements he provided here, like some 1000 users should access at a time. Like this, the customer expectations, acceptance criteria are expectations. His expectations, it should be user friendly, it should run in different operating system, some 1000 users should access like this. This is the format this PO is going to follow while for collecting the requirements from the customer. He will do the document. After completion of the documentation here with this data, he forward this to the Scrum Master. Okay. Now let us see here. Let us come back to the diagram. You can check the format once here. User story ID as a, I would like to show that acceptance criteria. These headings are common format. They are the information based on that. Acceptance criteria, expectations. These all are requirements. Up to so that requirements, acceptance criteria are expectations. Okay. So let us go to the flow diagram. And in sprint planning meeting, some user stories are selected. I told no. In previous session, I discussed about some user stories selection. So based on some factors, they are going to select the user stories like this. With an example, I told that is requirements like login, registration. He is considering some requirements. Login, registration and logout are easy, so he is considering these 3 as one sprint. Remaining 2 modules are one sprint. Like this, sprint by sprint, software is developing. Okay, now next role of the PO is role of PO. Yeah, 1 minute. C, D. Now let us go to D. Okay, so the next role is he is responsible to, see here, he is responsible to check the daily status in the daily by participating in the daily scrum meet. He is responsible to check daily status in daily scrum meet, daily scrum meet, scrum meeting. He have to participate in daily scrum meeting for daily status checking. Okay, then after his next responsibility is PO have to participate in the sprint review meeting. He have PO responsible, PO is responsible to collect feedback from customer by participating in meeting. Which meeting? By participating in sprint review meeting. Sprint review meeting. In sprint review meeting. Okay, and the next role of the PO is, yeah, let us see in this flow diagram the next role. PO should participate in the release of the software. While releasing the software, you can observe here, see, in release, PO have to release the software. PO have to release Sprinter software. Let us say Sprinter software at customer site. PO is responsible to release the software at customer site. Then after successful releasing the software, and he is responsible to perform maintenance, and he is responsible to release the patch files. PO is responsible to release sprint at customer side, and PO in the same way PO is responsible to, yeah, maintain, is responsible to maintain CCB, change control board, trained freshers to provide assistance or resolution to customers, and releasing patch files, releasing the patch files. This is the role of PO during the release, means during the release and maintenance. In the release, you have to release the sprint at customer site with some scrum team members, and then PO is responsible to maintain CCB, trained freshers, for providing the assistance resolution to the customers after releasing the software and releasing the patch files. Then after, and the last role of the PO is PO have to participate in product backlog refinement meeting. PO is responsible to collect changes expected by customer and stakeholder in product backlog refinement meeting. meeting. In this phase, in product backlog refinement meeting phase. And PO, finally what we understood here is PO is acting as a decision maker. PO is acting as a decision maker, in the sense work line decision maker. Yeah, 1 minute. Let me update these modules. Maintain CCB in maintenance phase. This is in maintenance phase. And next year release. This phase is release phase. His role is in release phase. Clear? Next, what we understood finally was here PO acts as work line decision maker. Means he acts like which programming language is better for developing this software, which database is that best for developing this software. Like this, all these decisions are taken by the PO. Within how many period of, means within how many days the sprint should be completed. All these should be done by the, all these decisions are taken by the PO. That's why we calling him as work line decision maker. And PO is finally, this is a main point, he is responsible, PO is responsible for release in time, release software in time, and quality plus quality plus return on investment, and return on investment, return on investment, ROI. Okay, so PO acts as a work line decision maker, and he is responsible to release software in time, release the developed software within the time, customer specified time, and he is responsible for quality also. In the software quality, developed software should be with quality. If it is not with quality, the software will be, developed software is failed. And he should be, he is responsible for return on investment. Okay, these are the roles of PO. You can observe once in flow diagram: product backlog grooming, sprint planning meeting, all user stories, some user stories you are selecting, in daily scrum meeting, daily status report, daily status checking, and sprint review meeting he is going to collect feedback from the customer. Here release module, he is releasing the software, and in maintenance phase he is maintaining CCB and trained freshers and providing the services. Whereas in product backlog refinement meeting, he is going to collect the changes customer is expecting, means for the next upcoming module in refinement. Okay, these are the roles and responsibilities of PO. In the next session, I am going to discuss about the role of Scrum Master. Very important role. Whereas the PO is acting as a decision maker, but the Scrum Master is acting as a facilitator. In this, about the Scrum Master, we are going to discuss in the next session, in next video. In this video, you must and should have to identify, or you must and should have to concentrate on this PO format of collecting the document, means collecting the information, collecting requirements from the customer. Okay, thank you for watching my videos. If you like my video,